this is Pauline Samuels, Editor-in-Chief of Creative Artists Magazine.
Hi, this is Aprajita. I'm a watercolor artist. I paint in other mediums as well, but watercolors is my favorite. And today I'm going to teach you one of a very, very simple looking tiny landscape, which I'm planning to enlarge today. So this is what we're going to paint.
Okay, so that is Aprajita, and she is our watercolorer. And we're going to do a mini class here to share with all of you. And for those watching, we're going to give you the colors we're using and the tools that you'll need to follow along with us. Okay, thank you, Aprajita. You have the table here. It helps us.
Yeah, I've been ignoring that voice for quite some time. I heard it.
Yeah. So now you're a full-time artist and you do lessons as well, you said?
Yes. I do lessons. I do lessons in person and I do lessons online. And yes, I paint regularly too. Now, with 2 daughters and summer vacations around, all the more important that I keep them engaged doing something. So they also paint. So what we've been doing so far is we've been only focusing on this area, right?
Yes.
And we haven't touched this part at all.
I have.
Let's get. Oh, you have. Wonderful.
I have not.
You have not. Okay. So let's get here. What I've done is I'm mixing my burnt umber with purple, and this time the consistency of the color is way thicker, so that I have more pigments to create those foreground trees.
Look at me painting. This is so awesome.
I know you've never painted watercolors, and I hope that once you paint this one, you would want to paint a few more.
Well, yeah, I've got all the supply now. I have to use it, so it's quite therapeutic, actually. So,
what we want to do is we want the person who's looking into the painting see this as the farthest corner. This is where the horizon lies. So how do we bring that depth into the painting is, all that we're trying to do here by having different tones of the trees. The trees in the background will always look lighter than the trees in the foreground. And we are not being too particular about, what brush stroke, we're just creating a hint or an impression of stuff here. Whether it is leaves, whether it is the trees, we're just creating those hints. I'm adding a little bit of yellow here, yellow ochre here.
Okay.
And probably a little bit of bright yellow too on the palm.
So now we're adding in that yellow. Now, is that the light yellow or the deeper one?
It is the deeper one, the medium yellow.
Okay.
If you come to think of it, the light is coming from here and it goes deeper into the woods here. Okay. So we would start from a yellow and keep going towards a darker brown as we keep progressing on this side of the painting. So the leaves that are showing up here will be getting the sunlight and would be reflecting the yellow the golden hour, you know.
Okay, I'm going to show you where I'm at currently. And you can tell me, okay, Pauline, here's what you have to do. You have to start digging into this area a little more. I know my pathway is going to need work. Can you see it?
Yep.
How am I doing?
I think this is going well. What you need to probably do is blend in where you are showing the horizon. You know, blend that in a little. Like if you see here, that's where probably, you know, the path is just going deeper into the woods.
Okay.
Like this. That's my perspective, that you walk from here to here. If you just try to blend in this edge right here.
Yes. I hope
that will just
show you another view of that. I'm going to work on it.
I think that will just bring in that a little more realisticness to your path.
I just added a little bit and it's already changed it significantly. Thank you. No, I mean significantly changed it. Like
it's just those little tweaks, you know.
Yes.
So let me do a foreground tree here. Bang in the foreground.
Ooh, look at me painting here. This is so awesome.
You're doing a good job, Pauline.
Thank you.
For the first watercolor, I think this is just amazing.
The first one.
This is just amazing.
First one, everybody, so be gentle with me, please.
I want to leave these leaves popping out. So this foreground tree that I'm doing.
Yes.
I'm probably using the darkest tone of my mix of my dark colors on the palette, the darkest colors on my palette. And as I told, I never use blacks. So it's more of burnt umber, purple, and you can also use a darker blue to make it even darker. You can add darker blue to your brown to make it look blackish. But I'm happy with this dark tone. I don't need to make it even further darker. I think it's You can always add, as you were saying, Pauline, you don't have too many trees in the background. Just make a very light tone of the color that you want to use for the background and just add those trees. It's easy to do.
I think I have enough.
You have enough?
I've been busy over here. I mean, it's not your masterpiece, but then again, you're the professional. And this is my first watercoloring, besides like finger painting in elementary school. I don't know. I've just been intimidated by watercolor.
I think watercolor have this thing, they scare a lot of people. But once you start enjoying them, you just fall in love with this medium. It's beautiful.
Do you want to say how people can find you?
Oh, yes. I have a website. It's called Aprajita.art. And I'll probably leave it in the, you can add that to your video details.
Yes, it'll be in the description below.
You can find a lot of my artworks uploaded there. Keep updating them. I keep uploading the new ones. And as I was saying that, this is a part of the tree series that I'm doing. So this will also be added there once completed. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm finding this a little too flat. We'll come to this area later. I'm going to add some darker bushes in the foreground by okay. Not too many, but just to create few more details and add here. Again, I'm using the darkest color by mixing my purple, my burnt umber, you don't have too much water in your brush so that you get the darkest of the tones. See how nicely this tree that I just added is vanishing here because of the glow in the dark. I've not taken it all the way up. I've just left it right here because it started as a darker tree and it's fading down. It's just vanishing because of the glow here.
I think I have one of those. Wait.
Oh, you do?
Right there.
Yeah, right there. Perfect. It's there on both the sides. You have it on the other side too.
Yeah. I've been following along.
I'm so happy with your first watercolor, Colin. Trust me, you're an excellent student for sure. Now I'm coming to this side of the painting. We've been completely ignoring this part all this while.
Yes.
What I'm doing is I'm taking more purple, adding little burnt sienna to that, and planning to add one foreground tree. Right here.
All the way up, right?
All the way up.
Okay, so purple.
And then I want to make sure that the trunk is a little thicker here with few bushes and leaves around. So if you see here, the depth is easy to achieve simply by having different layers of probably the same color or different colors. Means all of a sudden you start feeling the distance between those two trees because you've used the different tone of the colors. I've added just to give a little more drama. I've added this tree which is a little tilted right here.
I like that. See, those are the little details that help to create a work of art and make it so that it's not just so.
If you noticed how loosely we started with the first layer and how controlled we are now with as we kept adding layers to this painting.
I wish I could do more of that. I wish my branches could look like yours a little bit.
I'm going to add a little bit of red to my purple and not really blend them, but to add some leaves here. Now I'm just mellowing these leaves down, which are towards the path. Just added water in my brush and trying to break those hard edges. Now I'm thinking of defining these leaves a little by adding some darker colors. Just a little. Again, not in a specified shape or a form, but just to give a hint that there are certain few leaves on these trees which are shining bright. You know, they're like the fall leaves, yellow, orange, reds. You can do that by even using a big brush and splattering the paint around. Oops! I have few splatters here. What I'll do is immediately put water, take the paper towel, lift it up.
Okay.
Accidents do happen, but if you're able to control them well in time, you can save your painting.
Yeah, because I can't see it now. Whatever you did made it go away. So you put this water and put the paper towel and lift it.
Immediately before the pigment seeps into the paper.
I've really been going crazy on this purple and I don't even see it on my painting. So I'm wondering, where is it? What did I do with it? It's gone from my palette. However, I don't see that much purple in my painting.
That's all right.
Not like yours, it's clear. More siennas in mine.
No, I think it's okay. Not right now. It's ready. think the last thing that I'm going to do here is use one of my thinnest brushes.
What's that?
Pull out my thinnest brushes.
And what's that?
I'm going to add some fine branches of the trees here.
Okay.
With the same dark mix, no blacks, only burnt umber and purple mix. I have this rigger brush from Princeton and I love this. This is probably one of the thinnest brushes that I have. You see?
Oh wow, yes.
I often use that to sign my paintings too, and if you see how fine lines I can get from this one. I love this brush. Okay, I'm thinking something here of probably glazing this painting.
What is glazing?
I'm liking this yellow. It's just brightening up the entire area. So what I'm going to do is, glazing is like how you overlay or put a thin coat of one of the colors on your entire painting. This is something probably we will use with acrylics and oils too. But I love when I do that with watercolors. So I'll take one of my flat brushes here.
Let's see.
I'm not able to find my. I'm glazing here using lemon yellow. I'll just add that to my brush with a lot of water, and I'm gonna run my brush as quickly as possible.
Okay.
So that I'm not ruining my painting underneath.
On both sides?
Preferably one side. As quickly as possible. But you should do glazing only once all your layers are completely dried. And if something is wet, then you'll spoil your painting.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing should be wet on your painting when you do glazing.
Okay.
You see the difference? It just shines up. And yellow is one of the colors that I use a lot for glazing when I feel that my painting needs a little more shine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift some from here because that just takes away that bright spot.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Mine isn't quite that good, but then again, I'm not the expert. This was my first one, but to follow along and to learn techniques, I think I'm on my way. Really awesome artwork. Thank you so much for joining us today and watching Aprajita do her amazing watercoloring work. Beginners, and she does get more technical and has many other different styles and techniques that she utilizes. And I'm going to have some of those images to share with all of you. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So, well, here are a few of my other paintings in this series. One of them is this one. This is called Ray of Hope. The next one is this. These are all 8.5 by 10.5 inches. So these are nice, convenient sizes. But you can also order a custom print for any of these. This is another one with nice rays popping out from one edge. I loved this one. I enjoyed painting this. I'm planning to probably host a session on this one too. This is another one into the woods, and I really loved the contrast here. The greens and the orange browns. This is a dense path in the forest again. This is from one of the reference images, but I enjoy painting watercolors, so I enjoy each of my paintings, and this is one of my favorites too. This is these are few fall trees, and I'm trying to paint a morning scene here with some fog here and the sun popping out from the background, and those fall leaves shining bright orange and red. Another fall scene, but with lots of beautiful leaves on the pathway. Loved this too. This is trees with yellow leaves, lots of yellow leaves, and then sun rays popping out from here, making this scene look a little foggy. And this is just in one color tone.